Can't do it on my phone
Oh, it won't let
too. Like, since I'm recording the video, I can't look up stuff either.
Oh, okay. I'll pull it. I have it pulled up. Don't worry.
Okay.
Let me just go to the module.
So is this your first semester?
No, I did a summer semester. I did drugs, health, and society over the 6-week course over summer.
Okay.
So that was like, and I didn't even know, but apparently that's the hardest one. So I'm glad I got it.
That's what I heard him saying that at class the other night. I know. I'm doing that right now. I actually think it is hard, like that whole like the synaptic transmission, trying to remember all that. But once you get it, I can see how like it makes sense. But it's so, I feel like his is so interesting because I like when he shares like his personal experiences. You know, like where he talks about, did you hear like his acid trip where he went to Disneyland?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Like, I feel like it's fun because he's so serious and he's like really intense. So it's fun that I like seeing him like lighten up and being able to share like, you know, more stuff.
Yeah, I did the 6-week version, which was like, I mean, he wasn't joking. It was a lot of shit to do in 6 weeks. Like that on top of working 4 days a week was like, it was fucking nonstop. Like every day I had 3.5 hours of lecture and note taking and then assignments.
Yeah, that would be tough to take that class in that short a period, for sure.
Yeah, but I retained like all of it, I think.
Did it really?
Maybe not all stuff. I'm not really. Well, I kind of knew most of it from doing drugs my whole life.
You're like, oh, that's why that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I kind of thought it was like it's my favorite class so far. I really liked it.
Yeah, same. But this is my first. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so I guess I'll just go over the questions really quick, and then he has like separate questions for part 1.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'll do. Hold on. I have the questions for the first one. Okay. It said, what are the most important health issues that you or your immediate family or community are facing? I basically kind of went over my experience with that. I grew up pretty much doing every extreme sport you could imagine and kind of chase the adrenaline high my whole life from a young age. And that is what got me into like skateboarding, snowboarding, mixed martial arts, and motocross and all that. And
oh my God, that's awesome. Where'd you grow up? Like, where'd you grow up, Nick?
I grew up in Oakland.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So I did all that stuff, and it was like, you know, I really got off on the adrenaline part, like throttling the line of life and death kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can imagine my mom loved that.
Oh my God. I bet she was so nervous. But especially at that age, it sounds like that's like I can see where you're coming from because it's.
Oh yeah, no, I got into all of it, and then I got sponsored for skateboarding and snowboarding.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool, and then.
How old were you at that time when you got sponsored?
I got my first dirt bike when I was 6, and then my first skateboard when I was 4. And I think when everything really started to take off, I was like 14, probably.
Okay.
Just started getting like way better than everybody else at a young age, and then that's kind of when I knew I had something cool going on there. And then I took it like as far as I could go.
Both of them, like skateboarding and snowboarding?
Yeah, and dirt bikes. Like I rode for a team and on all 3 of those. So that, and then I think the thing that stuck originally, like I stopped racing motocross probably when I was like 17. And then I kind of just took, I loved skateboarding, but I really got into snowboarding because that was the most fun to me.
Yeah.
And then, I pretty much spent like every weekend up at Tahoe in the winter, just driving up back and forth.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but like the social detriments of health part of that for me, like that first part of the question is like doing all that has led to like a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Like I said, I said living life at that speed caused some serious injuries to my body at a young age. Like, I have broken my body in what feels like every place and have more concussions than I can count.
Oh my God.
Um, this has led to some pretty horrible physical health issues I deal with every day. So
So you still
yeah,
deal with the issues now?
oh yeah. I mean, I like have to getting out of bed is like a 35-minute process of stretching and
Right.
just
Jeez.
going over. Yeah, getting my body like oiled up to even
To get
go
up.
upstairs to the kitchen.
Really? Will that ever
Oh yeah.
change? Or are you like, do you,
No, I mean, I'm assuming it's just gonna get worse as I get older.
mm,
But like the one thing that I really appreciate like is like taking really good care of myself now.
yeah.
Like stretching. I like every morning it's like an hour of stretching. Um,
Wow.
like I have this whole thing I do called spinal hygiene, which is like a 30-minute spine exercise just to get myself like in order. And then on top of that, like I always make a joke that when I get out of bed in the morning, it sounds like a dolphin exhibit. Everything is start like I start
Oh,
cracking everywhere. It's like
oh my God.
every bone. But like yeah, I mean I've probably have like over mm, I'd say I want to have like close to 30 surgeries. Um,
Holy smokes. Was that before your fall, like in Santa Barbara? Or,
uh, yeah,
jeez.
I got a lot of injuries before my fall, but then that one was like the cherry on top. And it's funny because like I didn't even fucking break my back doing any of the things that I love doing. I did it getting drunk at a party and then
Right.
fucking fell off the cliff.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm always like, when it happened, I was like, of course it would be like this. I would fucking get hammered and fall off a cliff,
Yeah.
not like jumping 60 feet through the air on a dirt bike or
Right.
anything.
Oh my
You know?
gosh. Jeez.
So that
So are you
I run.
done? Like, can you still participate in any of those? Like, can you snowboard anymore?
No, I can't do any of it anymore. I I've like live pretty chill now. I don't really give in to there's not much I could do to give in to this that like adrenaline side of
Yeah.
myself anymore, which is probably the hardest pill to swallow because
You loved
I
it.
I literally it went from like doing that stuff every day to um nothing. And then I
Yeah.
think that's why drugs got so gnarly after that. Because then
Right.
because like the only other thing that gives you that much adrenaline than
Yeah.
like flying through the air and shit is doing a crazy amount of drugs. It's like,
Right.
it's the same thing. You can get there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't do it anymore. Now I just think really try to take care of myself and
That's good.
I, yeah, I go, I mean, I stretch and I go to the gym and like physical therapy and stuff. And
You
I
look
hike a
really
lot,
fit.
thinking like, yeah,
You look like
yeah,
super strong. That's good though. At least like you know to take care of your body and you know what to do. Um,
yeah. I think now, like, I get a lot more enjoyment out of just the simpler things. Like, I love hiking. I do it every day. So
yeah.
that's like super cool to me to hike before the sun comes up and stuff. And then other than that, it's just taking care of my body. Like, I mean, I, I quit smoking like 2 weeks ago, which was like a big
That's good.
problem, a challenge, and now I'm like free from that. So I live now like everything's healthy. That was the
That's so
last month.
awesome. Dude, you should
Yeah,
be so proud of yourself, everything that you've come through to get to where you're at now. And like just the way you have your positive attitude. You're so positive and you have such a good outlook on life. Like, that's incredible. With all your injuries, you could totally
thanks.
take a different route and be like the victim and, but you don't.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I try to like. I think that I'd like to get into this field because I like cast some of that on people.
yeah.
Because like I used to be like the Debbie Downer, you know.
Yeah,
But then like
well,
you
you
can come
had
out the
every
other side.
reason to be like, my God, I would
Yeah.
be so pissed off, especially being good and professional, like at all those sports that you probably could have gone pro. And then, just having your life kind of make a change in a different
Yeah.
direction.
It's like it's weird, but I wouldn't go back and change it, you know.
That's,
And I've thought about that a lot. Like if I could go back to the day and not break my back and stuff,
yeah,
I wouldn't do it because like what everything that happened led me here and this is where I'm supposed to be and I know that. But then also if I was like, my if I didn't break my back, I'd probably be dead now.
Yeah, you know what?
Like,
That's an interesting way to look at it. I think you're right.
yeah, I probably would be. I kind of know I would be, but
Because maybe you would have gone like full speed ahead, continued, and who knows? Like I'm surprised you didn't.
I
Nothing
was just
happened.
living. Yeah, like I think it was like, I don't believe in God or anything, but I think it was like some spiritual thing telling me to slow the fuck down because I
Yeah.
was going fast in college. Like I was doing like way too much, and then that was like that it was almost like, they're like, we're just gonna slow you down, but you need to, we'll let you be able to walk and stuff, but you can't do any of the
Thank
crazy
God.
shit anymore.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
God. Oh my gosh.
yeah, but I kind of, yeah, for that question, I just said that it like those injuries, that would be like my social detriment to health kind of thing.
That's
Dealing with those, and then like kind of, I think I had the luxury of having like health insurance and stuff because my mom worked for Kaiser,
mhm.
but I kind of learned, I learned, let me see what it says. What was the so most important health issues? So I don't know. I mean, I kind of, my question or my answer for this one's kind of the same as number two, but I kind of had some shitty doctors like all my time in and out. And then the really shitty part is once you get hospitalized for like overdoses and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then whenever you go into a hospital, they see that, and then you get treated differently, and it's just a fact. Like, it's, you know, they don't treat you as nicely a lot. I've had that experience many times.
How many
And then
times?
I have also, what was that?
I was gonna say, did you say you've overdosed before? That,
Yeah. Um, for drugs, I've probably been hospitalized 8 or 9 times.
like how old was the first time? How old were you?
The first time I was 16.
Okay.
Um, and then, yeah, probably like 7 or 8 more times after that when I was older. But yeah, I had some like infection issues that got overlooked because they just thought I wanted drugs, So
Yeah, I could see
like,
how.
that I wanted painkillers and shit. So they kind of just ushered me out, and then
Oh,
that is like initially what almost killed me because I had like an infection in my body that was growing, and
oh no.
I literally, you know,
How'd
I
you
got
get?
it from
How? Yeah.
using drugs.
Okay. Was it from
So
needles?
yeah, so um, basically I got like I was in a lot of pain, and it just kept getting like more pain than usual. Not like my bones are aching because I hurt them pain, but like literally like just excruciating pain in my back. And I knew something was up, so I kind of, I like went to the doctor, got like 3 appointments with different people, and they all were like, "No, we're not sure. It's probably because you broke your back." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm telling you, I know I broke my back, but this isn't that kind of pain."
Yeah.
And I've been through, like, I have an extremely high pain tolerance. I've been through a lot, but
It was
like I
something
knew something
different.
was up. Yeah, and they just overlooked it, and then it almost like killed me. I had a spinal infection that went all the
Oh
way
my
up to my like
God.
C vertebrae. Yeah.
Thank God
So
you're
that,
okay. Holy crap.
yeah,
How old were you at that time?
uh, I that was uh April 2023.
Okay.
So not that long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That
Jesus.
was yeah, that's when I got,
Is
or
that
yeah, I think it was 2023 because I moved here like not this past April, but the one before it, and then like I remember I was just dealing or getting over the infection. I had my last couple surgeries when I was here, and I had just moved like April 5th. I got here.
Jeez, your poor mom.
So
How's your mom? Is your mom?
she's Yeah, she's good. Uh she's happy now. I mean, like I
Do you live with
less
her
crazy.
now?
No, I live with my grandmother up here. So my
That's,
mom lives in Santa Cruz.
oh, that's right.
Uh,
Okay. And you're in
and
Oakland?
I go down there like every other weekend, you know.
Okay. Oh my God.
But
She's probably so happy that you're where you're at now.
it's
Like, oh my God, you've had like 9 lives or probably more than that. Holy smokes. If you're,
yes, I got the tattoo. It says 9 lives. My dad told me that when I was younger. Our family saying, because and my last name's Zelinka, and he's like, Zelinkas have 9 lives, because he like almost died a million fucking times. He has the same tattoo,
oh my
so I
gosh.
got it. I got it when I was, and I got that like I got that tattoo when I was 17. So put that in perspective.
How old are you now?
Like I
20.
was,
You're
I'm
23?
20. I think, yeah, I'm 23, but I turned 24 in February.
Dude, you
So
have you have your whole life ahead of you. That's what's so perfect that thank God everything happened now. You have like I'm double, I'm 51 and just like from that time of growth being like 24, like I can't even imagine. That's I mean I partied quite a bit at that in my 20s, but you have like your whole life. Like that's what's awesome that it happened to you
yeah,
young. You're not like experimenting it with like later on where you're screwed, you know?
well that's like the blessed. I have said that to my mom. I'm like this is I'm super grateful that I like got into all this shit and been wrecked early,
Yeah.
because like if I was an adult and found out like did all that, I would have been like homeless or like
Right.
jail,
No,
you
I
know.
know. Yeah.
So it wouldn't have worked out. But I got like all of it out of the way, so there's nothing like there's nothing I need to chase anymore. Like I've seen every side of that life
Right.
at a young age, and it's like there's literally nothing for you there, and it just
Right.
gets worse.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
you know,
like,
it's like you play the tape for it if you ever want to like feel that high again. It's just like you know what's gonna happen. It's like a
no, yeah,
temporary
and
feeling.
you can get that high from other things that
Yeah,
aren't drugs. Go like fucking do something for somebody, you know? Like I like stop being so self-centered with myself and start going and helping people and like volunteering and getting
yeah,
out there and just like making friends and laughing. You don't need to be fucked up to do
yeah,
it, you know?
yeah. And then I
But
think also maybe like feeling so grateful that you're in this field. You're gonna be able to help so many people and probably save other people's lives just by you. And you're such a good. You'll make such a good impact on the community. Everything. I think you're gonna be so good at this. You're gonna be
thanks.
awesome.
I hope so. I'm excited. I don't really know what else I would do, so
Yeah, dude. I
I feel
know.
like I fit the role.
Yeah.
Um,
I know. The only thing I keep thinking, I'm like, I like this career. I think it would be fun, but I also want to kind of make more money, which I know sounds super shallow. But then I'm like, I think I need
you
to
can
get my
go,
master's and go like a little
yeah,
further to have maybe private practice and do something in that realm. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna. I
You
mean, I'm
should
taking
definitely
it.
get it. You're young. You
I'm
better go.
going to get my master's and I'm gonna do the full thing. Like
Yeah,
I'm doing full time student every semester until I literally can't anymore. That's kind of
that's
my
yeah.
game plan.
Kind of like
And if I can just work like, because uh, hopefully with the transfer planning from DVC, they'll put me in like a Cal State, because I don't want to go to a university, because they were like I could get the same degree at a Cal State
yeah,
than like
pay a lot
UC
less.
Santa Cruz, but I'd have to take way harder classes here at DVC if I wanted to get into UC. So I'm like, I'd rather go to a good state school and get my degree and then go get my master's out of state somewhere.
Totally,
You know,
totally. And yeah, and it'll be cheaper.
and then you can make a bunch more money
Yeah,
and live somewhere else. I'd probably get out of California,
you
but
would.
yo, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely California get all the way, but I'm ready to get out of here. Like I love Chicago. Chicago's awesome.
Okay, that's
I would go
cool.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
my
good for
sister
you.
lives there,
Oh,
but
good. That's good.
yeah, it's a
And
nice place. I love it out there.
is she
Um,
married and have kids? Or
no,
wait,
she's only 3 years older than me.
oh, okay.
Uh, she's 3 years older than me. She got married at 20 and then divorced at 23.
Okay.
Uh, and then yeah, she lives by herself out there. Um,
That's
but
cool.
yeah, and then I have a brother in Florida, and then a brother who lives down the street from me.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Nice.
yeah, but they're way older. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, um,
So you might leave. Okay, well, so getting back to Whatever. What are we talking about? Social detriment. We're at 20 minutes right now, just so you know.
Oh my god. All right.
I know. It's all, and I just upgraded for more time on Zoom. I hope it works, but at least I'm recording it. I might have to grab my charger in a minute because my phone hopefully won't die.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like Brandon's.
So,
He might. I don't think he would listen to ours, but who knows?
no, there's no way he's listening to all
No,
this.
there's no way. Um.
uh,
Okay, what else do you want to? My life's so boring. I feel like you're so much more interesting than me.
I mean, like this second question says, how do the social detriments of health shape this health issue for you and your family and community? Remember, this can be both because you have access to resources. I just said I had access to resources, and I'm super grateful for it. Pretty
And
much.
do you still have Kaiser? Is your
Yeah, so I have Kaiser
healthcare
still, but for like fucking God, it was like 6 months I didn't have them, or like no, it was longer, like 8 months.
Oh.
I went without it because my insurance ran out.
Oh no.
And then of course, like I moved here. I went to Chicago, and I mean I relapsed bad before it, and that was a while ago. But I went to Chicago, and like I don't even fucking remember going to Chicago, but I was there for 8 days, and I couldn't tell you anything about it. All I know is I was in Chicago for 8 days and ended up in 3 emergency rooms.
Wait, when was this? This was last year?
That was, no. So that was like my last relapse, which was, like, wait. May 1st.
Okay, this year?
Yeah.
So were you just visiting your sister and then it happened?
Yeah, that was the game plan, and then I was already like off the hook. So I was in 3 emergency rooms at different hospitals, and then I came home. Like I only remember coming home, but then I came home, got sober, and fucking they sent me 3 bills that were like it was like $450,000 in medical bills. It was fucked up.
So what do you do in that? Like what happens with that?
Well, Kaiser, I got back with Kaiser, and then they sorted it out for me.
Oh, thank God. That's crazy. So wait, what'd you relapse on? What triggered?
I think what triggered it was, I haven't talked to my dad in about 4 years, and then I started talking to him this past December again.
Oh yeah.
And he's a bad alcoholic, and I started talking to him, and then I think, I had this plan to go out and visit him, but he was drinking a lot, and then it just like everything spiraled out of control because he was just like too deep in his addiction again. Yeah. And then it affected me, and then I relapsed, and then I went out because I was going to go from Chicago to see him.
Where does he live?
He lives in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. So I didn't even make it out there, but it was bad, and then I came back and cleaned up my shit, and then
that's good.
In time to start school. Like I was still withdrawing in the first week of Drugs Helping Society. I was like, thank God this isn't in person.
Well, that's good. Well, you made a good. That was perfect timing, and that's good. You didn't have. Yeah. It wasn't in class.
I remember like the first week I was shaking still while I was taking notes.
Oh my God.
I had to. Yeah, I was coming off eating like almost 10 Xanax bars a day. I was like wean myself off a little bit and then cold turkeyed it.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Wait, so it's always Xanax? Is that your thing?
No, my thing. It's funny because like. For alcohol is never really. I mean, I've had moments where I've drank a lot of alcohol and stuff.
Yeah.
But I never had like a real issue with alcohol. I don't enjoy it that much. Like it makes me feel like shit the next day. But like Xanax affects the same receptor, but I can eat thousands of those in a week.
That's crazy.
Like I do those a lot. Like did do those a lot. But there's no hangover from them. Like your body doesn't reject it like alcohol, because alcohol is like literally like poisonous to your body, and that's why you get nauseous and headache and stuff.
Yeah, because it's poisonous. So Xanax just like, does it just make you chill, like where you're just not even, you can't even think, or do you pass out? Like what happens when you take a ton?
No, it's weird, and most people pass out. When I take it, I wake up.
Oh really? And just feel like numb, or like what do you feel like?
Yeah. So like I took it the first time I took it I was like 16, and like I used to come home every day and my dad would be hammered and he'd be yelling at me and fucking
Aw,
very like verbally and physically abusive. And like I remember the
sorry.
first day I took one, I came home and like it just turned off all the noise. Like I like walked by him and I was like, like, didn't even hear him anymore. He was yelling at me, and it just like it
Yeah,
shut off all the
everything.
noise in my head of like everything, and then from there it was over. I mean, like that's always been a demon. Like Xanax, I've kicked it so many times and gone back, but then like everything else came a little later. Then
Yeah,
I got like meth was like big for me. I got super into meth and then took off with that, and that just led to hell.
yeah,
So and those are like mixing those two is like brutal because you're up all day and then you take a bunch of Xanax and sleep for like 3 days, and then it's just repeat, rinse and repeat the cycle.
damn.
But
You
I've
are
been through
so
just about
strong.
everything.
You are so strong. I don't even know how you even function.
It's
That's
rough. I
crazy.
don't know either.
Seriously, you're strong. You're a very strong kid. Holy moly.
Thanks.
That's crazy.
Um.
Okay, what's the next
So
one?
then, if you had to pick some social detriment of health that would have been the biggest positive impact on your health slash the health of your family or community, which would it be? Um. So if I had to choose, I just would choose like economic stability as one. I think it would make everyone's life a bit easier,
Yeah.
like in my family and just everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a lot less stress. The economy's pretty shitty right now,
Yep.
so I think it's affecting everyone with like high stress levels, which isn't good. And I think it would help like obviously every future homeowners and students and like especially kids my age now or people in their early 20s or mid 20s or even like 30s. They can't. A lot of them still live with their parents and grandparents because
I can't afford
what are you gonna
anything.
do?
Yeah.
It's so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to upgrade the meeting. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Continue. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Hold on, Nick. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I hope you can hear me. I don't know if you can. I'm upgrading right now the stupid Zoom.